live in Turkey.
What's his name?
Tim Pool. Isn't it crazy how we could be driving and I could be watching my friend live in Turkey?
Tension's running high. This whole section this morning has been in constant conflict. Since around 8 a.m. That's when I got the word that something was happening.
Safety is our priority, so please be patient. There are a few things you
Hello,
can
baby.
do now to help speed up the process. Remove all coats, jackets and belts and place them in the trays.
Transhumanism is already
Place
here.
coins, phones and keys.
We're being
in your
replaced by the
handbag.
robots.
Take laptops and other large electric...
What was your security experience today? Yeah, hello. Alright, this is Luke. We just arrived here in Belfast and our plans have changed 180 degrees. Our friend Tim Pool, who we were supposed to be staying with, has just canceled his trip to Belfast. So, we don't have a hotel room because we were going to stay at his. We don't have a ride because we were going to ride with him. But thank you to the random person that we still didn't meet yet who has offered up her place for me and Sierra to stay in. It should be an interesting adventure. It's going to get a lot more interesting down here. I mean, police already have drones patrolling the skies. They bought water cannons to go against the protesters. There's going to be 10,000 people tomorrow expected in attendance in Belfast. There's also different protests and events and speakers. We're all going to be covering it for you here. So wish us luck, and thank you to the people who respond and are willing to help us when we're not in a good situation like we are right now. But thank you again. What have you been hearing about the protests?
Not a big amount yet.
Yeah.
There will be protests, you know, they're sort of going, could be 40,000 people at them, you know, it depends, or it could be 5 or 10,000.
Yeah.
They were allowing for 40 to start, but they've scaled it down, and they're sort of wondering are they being lulled into a false sense of security for that, they're going to kick off.
So the newspapers are saying 10,000 are expected, but you still never know what's going to happen.
When it first started, they were worried. They weren't sure which way it was going to go, but until it happens, it's just going to be a reaction.
Yeah. Should be interesting. I mean, the police are bringing in water cannons, flying drones overhead, and passing laws that would get rid of mobile phone service.
I know, it's crazy stuff like the show.
Yeah.
Fun and games.
It's all a show at the end of the day.
It is.
Thank you so much, Priscilla, for allowing us to stay here. It's a beautiful, amazing place. I mean, this bed is just amazing with all the artwork. Well, you spoiled us too much. Thank you for coming to our aid and cooking us some African food. It was amazing. It was really good. I never thought if I would travel to Belfast, I would stay with somebody from Zimbabwe.
That's the best part of it.
How, if I could just ask you, how old were you when you decided to go to Belfast, or to London, of course?
Well, I accidentally arrived in Belfast. I went to London when I was 20.
Oh.
And I'm about 220 now. Yeah, and all I knew about Belfast at the time was Belfast Child, you know, the Simple Minds song. So it was quite a surprise for me to arrive here too, one day.
How was it living in Zimbabwe compared to Belfast?
Vastly different in many ways, but also similar in some ways. One of the silliest similarities is the town centre. I mean, I know Belfast is a city, but it's somehow structured, maybe because of when it was built, like a small town, and it reminded me of home when I got here after London.
That's pretty crazy.
I felt very much at home when I first got here after being in London, because London is just like an explosion.
Yeah.
So when I got to Belfast, walking down the streets and so on, I felt very much at home. I felt like back in the main street in Harare. Yeah.
How are the people here compared to Zimbabwe?
Vastly different.
Yeah.
The main similarity is that we speak English, but that may not even be a similarity because they have their own type of English here.
Yeah. The food you cooked us was really, really good. You spoiled us, I have to be honest. This is really nice. We had some bad encounters before when we stayed with random people we never met before. Yeah. But you're just one of the greatest people we stayed with.
That's very kind of you to say. It's kind of second nature for us. I don't like generalizing too much, But in Africa, yes, when you have guests, you must just shower them.
Yeah.
And make sure that it's, well, I think it's like that in most cultures. But in Africa, food is an important thing.
Yeah. That's the first thing we were greeted with, is some awesome food. If you're ever in New
If it
York...
was overwhelming, I apologize.
No problem. No, it was definitely comforting.
And certainly, I'm very much at home with you just telling me what suits me.
You never been to New York, so when you come to New York, we got to put you up.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
No problem. We got to return the favor. But what made you take us crazy kids in from nowhere? What was that?
I suppose that's one of the elements, is that you are crazy, and you're wonderful, brilliant kind of crazy. You know, the love kind of crazy, and that comes through pretty much every piece of your work. I came across your work probably a few years back through the David Icke site, and I think often, you know, if you're watching anything in the alternative media, you know, you just come across other people's videos, but every time I'm watching your work, I always have a smile, even when you talk about the most serious stuff. It's to do with your method. You have a really great down-to-earth method, which is also straight to the point, which means that you know, you're getting the serious stuff out as well.
Yeah.
You're highly informed, it seems, to the rest
I
of
hope
us.
so.
And well, it certainly comes across with, you know, particularly just recently with the Bilderberg stuff. But I think mostly it's just the whole combination of what you do. You make things seem so simple, and things that were impossible, which you managed to do, or seemingly impossible, which you managed to do, you make it seem so simple and so therefore achievable. So you have a different way of your own of making people realize that they can do what they want to do.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We feel so humbled. You gotta give me another
Thank
hug.
you.
Thank you for letting us stay
Thank
with
you for coming.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a great time in Belfast.
Oh yeah.
And I hope you take a little bit of Northern Ireland with you when you go. Come back again.
Definitely. You have a great dog here named Kobe. That's just an awesome Labrador. Whoa, careful with it, but who's just an awesome dog.
He seems to really like you guys.
Yeah. Police car is just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild looking.
I gotta take a picture of it. That is just insane. I gotta take a picture of it from the front. Oh, good to see you, Stacy. Max, good to see you.
Luke,
How's everything?
happening?
Good.
Man. What's good?
Oh. Yeah, we made it.
How you doing, Max?
How's everything?
Great, man.
How's the flight?
Easy.
Good.
Did you fly from London or?
Luton.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't that bad.
Gone to Luton. We flew out of Heathrow because they took, like, you had to do your eye scan.
Really?
Yeah.
They eye scanned you?
Yeah, for sort of domestic
Yeah.
flight. I've never had, like, it was a weird thing.
Yeah.
Luton.
Someone got hauled out because he was
The
like, I own
second
my
time
copyright.
they said I took second photo, I started getting agitated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, it's kind of like that old Moscow airport. Is like, you don't know until you're suddenly right there.
Yeah.
That is like you're winding like a sheep through this like area, and then suddenly you go into an area where you have like no way to back out. They just like take your photo. You don't even know. Actually, I didn't even know at first that they were taking my iris scan. So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, in Luton, there's no body scanners. There's nothing. You just walk in, it's whatever. Like I got a minor pat down because I had something metal on me, but it wasn't even that bad. Not even that intrusive, like the TSA, which is insane and pretty crazy.
Wasn't I saying we should have got to Luton?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Heathrow's crazy. I heard you can't even resist a body scanner. I heard you just have to go through the body scanner.
In Heathrow?
Yeah.
Well, not on the domestic flight. We didn't go through a body scanner. It was just normal metal checker.
That's
but
crazy.
I think for the international flights, probably.
Yeah.
We're going to be flying back out of.
Yeah, that's not gonna be fun.
Shoot. Yeah, because they don't have the.
They don't have the pat down.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you've got to do what the Queen says to get
Yeah.
Last year for
How are you enjoying Ireland?
I love it.
The weather's great.
It's beautiful.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Go.
Good.
We are American citizens. This is not China. This is not Nazi Germany. And we have a freedom of assembly under the First Amendment Constitution of the United States.